with this love together. We got the kind that lasts forever. We're with this love together, like berries on the vine. It gets sweeter all the time. Hi friends of I Love Kali Vlogs. Welcome to the 11th episode of the Mahalima Mana. Sorry for the singing, but really, if that's Aldro's hit song, that's because it helps us think of beautiful things when we hear it, right? Therefore, today we're going to explore the undeniable beauty and substance of SB19's Togetherness.
Togetherness is a topic that easily connotes positivity because it means the state of being close to another person, giving a sense of belongingness and acceptance. And to give light to the topic, I have chosen to quote prominent people in history who testify the importance of togetherness and unity in an individual person's life, in a community, a business, politics, organizations, and basically all of humanity. The car industry mogul Henry Ford was quoted to have said, "Coming together is a beginning. Staying together is progress, and working together is success." As positive as togetherness may sound, it's not always easy to do. There are factors to consider, as there are people who are more productive when they work alone, and there are also occasions that only call for a single person to do a job. In SB19, Pablo has mentioned that he applied and was even promised to be a solo artist, but he ended up in a group, so he had to adapt. There was even a time that his group mates were saying that their first impression of him was that he was weird because he talks to himself as if he's in his own world. That's why when Pablo was able to realize and make changes in his mannerisms, as well as all of them, having to adapt in their group and to stay together and work hard in the group, they ended up being successful.
Kung ano yung personality mo, it hones you yung life experiences mo.
Ano ba yung lumabas sa inyo kanina?
Ano yung lumabas sa'yo?
Ay, huwag niyo tanongin kung ano lumabas.
Kasi
When a person loses sight and hearing at an age she is just learning to speak, yet rose above all adversity to become an author of 14 books, become a political activist and a lecturer, she's become a great inspiration for all generations. That's Helen Keller, and this is what she further emphasizes about togetherness. Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. With Pablo's talent, there's no doubt that he's going to make it in the music industry. Even if he didn't become a performer, he'd still be a successful composer. But because he stuck it out during the lean years as part of SB19, he also was part of the total success of the group, much more than if he stayed by himself. The same goes with the other members. Sure, they are great in their own way and in their individual craft, but there is still a great appeal when they are together. In fact, as a fan, I would not totally be satisfied even if I support them in each of their projects until I see them performing together as SB19. Brother Felix Y. Manalo once said, "Unity is good because unity is strength and power. It bears many contributions, and it yields much fruit." We can see this in the church he was a leader of. Because of unity, they are able to become a global church from obscurity. In SB19, indeed staying together through good times and more importantly in bad times, like the moment our Mahalima couldn't use their name, gave courage and strength to each other. While they had people working behind the scenes to clear the issue, it was important that the five of them were each other's support, because in the end, they were the same people who benefited from winning against that issue.
It's like it was planned from the very beginning. Tinawag siyang pagtatan kasi pinatatan talaga kami.
A very successful businessman and pioneer of the personal computer revolution, Steve Jobs once said, "If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together." Inasmuch as each member of SB19 has their own personal career they are putting much effort into, they also make time to support their brothers' projects in any way possible. We'll see then that this gesture will lead to the individual's success, eventually adding up to the group's distinction and ultimately shooting SB19 far out into the entertainment stratosphere.
Sabihin, ba't ganyan ang iyong tingin? Ganun pa, manayayakapin lamang kita.
The University of Hawaii's motto, Maluna a e o na lahui a pau ke ola o ke kanaka.
Meaning, above all nations is humanity. As Hawaii is known as the melting pot, it's reflected in the diversity of the students in this university. This is perfectly in line with the topic, Togetherness, because here, there's more than tolerance, there's harmony.
After 6 years, SB19 could sing a Barry Manilow song, "I Made It Through the Rain." While they each had personal battles, they also had battles as a group. They each have strong opinions and they often argue, but the important thing is that they would always come into a great final decision, which led them to where they are today. This attitude demonstrates what the American minister, activist, and political philosopher, who was one of the most prominent leaders in the civil rights movement, Martin Luther King Jr., once said, "We must learn to live together as brothers or perish together as fools."
As long as we're together, as long as we have eating. Yung problema, hindi namin alam kung paano siya haharapin.
Very scared kami that time.
I risk everything, my studies, just to pursue this. Mag-start na naman kami from zero.
The anti-colonial nationalist and political ethicist who employed nonviolent resistance to lead the successful campaign for India's independence from British rule was Mahatma Gandhi. And as someone who inspired movement of civil rights and freedom across the world, he has this to say about unity. Unity, to be real, must stand the severest strain without breaking. In this case, I can only quote the lines in SB19's song Crimson. "Tanging alay ko'y ako, I can only offer myself. Gawa sa pawis, luhat, dugo, made from sweat, tears, and blood. Kaya di balakit ang kahit pa na ano. That's why nothing can stop me." If this is not a reassurance, then this is a conviction by our beloved five, because together they've been through so much that whatever straining was done and yet to be done to them, they will come out whole and victorious. Collectively, unity, as one, in concert, in unison, shoulder to shoulder, side by side, are just a few words which means togetherness. And there are words that evoke synergy, something so evident not only when we see SB19 in their awesome and explosive performances, but as reflected in their status as artists. So watch out, world. If you haven't seen SB19 yet, you will.
Our gentlemen of SB19 makes us sing, dance, and even scream with excitement at times. And in this episode, they are proof that togetherness is not just a meaningful word, but togetherness is actually a mechanism that yields success to the hopes and dreams of people. That's the mana of our Mahalima. This is Tita 18 Theta Pilar Pineda. From the University of Hawaii at Manoa. Aloha!